Everybody, this is Mike Kleonowitz from um, Way Outreach Ministries. I am coming to you live today from my Facebook feed, and I'm doing this video specifically for our GoFundMe page. We're putting together a campaign to try to raise some funds to do some big goals that we have. But basically, we're a grassroots Christian organization that's on a mission to be able to bring real healing and hope to real people the right way through love, truth, and action. Today, I want to quickly share with you all what this ministry is all about, why we need your help, and how every dollar will directly change lives right here in our local communities in the Baltimore and Harford County areas. Our mission and who we serve is pretty simple. We want to be the hands and feet of Jesus, helping the hurting, the addicted, the broken, the homeless, and the forgotten people of the world. We serve men and women struggling with homelessness, addiction, depression, broken families, and hopelessness, especially right here in the local Baltimore and Harford County, Maryland communities. But we're not just helping individuals, we're rebuilding families, restoring dignity, and bringing people back to, most importantly, God. Our first major project, which is what we really want to accomplish, and this is going to take a lot more than $50,000 that we're setting our initial goal fundraiser at, is to build transitional housing and build a facility for homeless men and women in Harford County, specifically targeting the Aberdeen area where it seems to be that there's a lot of these homeless people. And we'll be posting some videos in the coming days and weeks about what is actually going on out there, so you can all see firsthand, what the problem is that we're facing, and the problem that most people just ignore. They just drive past and they just pretend like it's not happening, but it is happening, and it's all over the place. And there's more and more people every day that are facing homelessness, especially in this economy with the way things are. So, this is not going to be just a shelter. Like there's shelters out there. This isn't a shelter program. It'll be a place where people can get support, discipleship, job training, addiction recovery, and a fresh start. Fresh start. Because these people right now, they have a couple options when you're homeless. It's hard to get a job because you need to have a permanent address, so they don't have that. So they're kind of already behind the eight ball when it comes to what you need to be able to pick yourself up when you're homeless. So you really have a couple options, which is you can get locked up and go to jail, where you get, to stay overnight in a facility with heat and air conditioning. You get a meal and maybe a shower and get cleaned up. You can go to a psychiatric facility and say you wanted to kill yourself or hurt yourself and get locked up that way and stay there, usually for a little bit longer than you would stay in jail, and you don't get a criminal record that way. And you get your meals and you get everything, and you also get drugged up pretty good by the psychiatric doctors there. So, that sometimes leads to even more mental health problems when you're taking all these psychiatric medications that you kind of really didn't need, but you were just homeless and you were just looking for a free place to stay. So you turned into an experiment for a psychiatric facility. And then, the other option is you could stay on the street and just, stay doing what you're doing. And really, the only other option that's left, maybe you're lucky enough to find a shelter, but that's probably not going to happen. So the only other option is, well, you can just die, right? So that's it. There's no real true programs out there that offer these people a shot at coming back into the community and becoming a self-sufficient, productive adult, which is what the goal is for everyone. But for local impact and community giving, while we're building this dream of wanting to do this facility, that's not the only thing that we're going to be doing. We're partnering with local organizations that are already doing great work. I just saw a story this morning about these kids in the city that are trying to help other kids stay out of gangs and stuff by cutting grass and giving back to the community. And they had their information there. And it's like, if I had some money, I'd love to cut them a check for like $1,000 or something and help them out. So like these are the types of things that we're going to be supporting, things that are making a positive impact in our community, things that, quite frankly, the church should be doing, but they can't always do that because they have so much overhead. We want to bless these organizations financially so they can expand their impact. There's already a lot of good organizations out there. We just want to help them do it a little better. So from food banks to recovery homes to street ministry teams, we want to be a source of strength and funding for people already fighting on the front lines in our communities. Why we're different, this our charity is different than most charities you're going to see out there. A lot of people are hesitant to donate to large organizations because so much goes towards the staff and the salaries and overheads and big building costs and all that expansion and everything. So, you look at like your church, you got to pay the pastors, you got to pay the staff, you got to pay the paid people that work there, you got to pay salaries, you got to pay unemployment insurance, you got to pay health insurance, you got to give them all that, all the perks, the retirement, the 401k, and all this eats up the donations that come into the church. So you know I'm not saying don't give to your church, but I'm saying with us, I can tell you that the majority, the big majority, not like 51%, like 80 to 85% of what you give to us is actually going to make it to these charitable organizations and these funds that are going on the street, or some type of good impact to these programs in your local communities that are they're working right now. We're going to make sure that they actually get the money, which is the most important part, because we are run on right now 100% volunteer-led organization right now. We don't have one paid employee, and we're not trying to add a paid employee for a while until we get to a point where we're so busy that we need to have somebody to help manage things. But that means 80 to 85% of your donation goes directly to people and organizations that are in financial need. Um, you'll never have to wonder where your money went, because we're going to show you exactly where it went. We're going to be posting updates. We're going to be posting videos. We're going to be posting pictures of us giving the checks to these donations and these organizations, so people can see, where the money's going. We're going to be fully accountable and actually, put it out there and show people we're helping this organization, we're helping that organization, we sponsored this organization. There's so many different organizations out there, but what we want to do for total transparency is every time we donate, every time we do an outreach, we're going to post it, whether it be on our Facebook page, which you can find at facebook.com/Right Way Outreach Ministries, or it'll be a video here on our YouTube page, which you can again find at Right Way Outreach Ministries on YouTube. And we basically want to show you the stories and proof of what we're actually doing, so you can feel good and know confidently that your donation is making a difference in your communities. um, we want to earn your trust, to show you that your giving is actually going to be making a difference. And hopefully, what our hope is that when it does make a difference with some of these programs, we're going to follow up and get some follow up stories from some of the people that your donation immediately impacted, and get some stories so you can see how it's actually helping them change their lives, and then helping them change other people's lives. So we're going to follow up with that. We do have some administration needs, that we have some expenses for, which is why we can't give 100% of the donations to the charities, because we do have things that we're working on. We have some startup costs with getting logos designed, and getting some preliminary things taken care of. We're currently working with our attorney to file for a full 501c3 nonprofit status, which is going to allow us to apply for government corporate grants in the future, for government and corporate grants. So grants from the federal government, state government, local government, and also corporate partners that we have, which I have a lot of partnerships with different corporations through my real estate business, and I'm going to be hoping that some of them are going to be generous and help out with donating to the nonprofit as well. That legal work is not cheap. It is not, but it's absolutely unnecessary. It is absolutely 100% necessary for us to unlock major funding opportunities and grow this ministry to reach even more people. I mean, we have goals that are so big that only God controls those goals. A small portion of the funds will also help us with technology, some different outreach events that we have planned, as well as ministry materials that we want to provide and distribute to people as well. But as I said before, we are 100% volunteer run charity organization. We do not have salaries and health benefits and 401ks and all these different things that all these other big corporate, nonprofit organizations have. We just don't have them because we don't want to do it that way, because we want to do it the right way, which is what our name is, Right Way Outreach Ministries. And the right way is to make sure that the majority of the money that comes into the charity actually goes to charity and doesn't go to all the overhead and running costs and making people rich that are just participating with the nonprofit organization. So that's really not what the whole goal is. But here's the thing. This is what we're asking, is that if God is putting it on your heart, we are really asking to help raise $50,000 by the end of this year. That's our goal. $50,000 by the end of this year. We're going to be using GoFundMe exclusively for this, as well as a couple other events that we're going to be doing, some healing seminars that we're going to charge a small fee to come to attend, which we'll be able to get some money that way. We're also going to be doing a major charity golf tournament probably in the fall, right around the date that we're looking at is around right now, September 8th. We're looking probably at like the Sparrows Point Country Club is where we've been kind of looking in that area. So if you want to put that on your calendars, we don't really have any specifics yet, but I'm going to be forming a volunteer golf, team of people to volunteer to help out with this tournament so we can raise some money that way. So, whether it's $10 that you have to donate, or $10,000 to donate, every seed that you personally sow into this ministry is going to bear fruit in the lives of people right here in our communities that we serve. Um, you can give confidently, knowing that your gift is going to go directly into the community that you are investing in. Like I said, Baltimore, area and the Harford County area specifically are where we're targeting. It's not going into someone's paycheck, because no one at this nonprofit, well, we're not nonprofit yet, but nobody at our charity gets a paycheck. It's all 100%, volunteer. So let's do something real. Let's do something radical, and let's do something right together and make a donation. Help us out. Help us get started. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for believing in our vision, and thank you for helping us do ministry the right way. You can follow along on our journey, see every impact, watch the lives that you're helping transform by your donations, or even if you're not making the donation, just watch the lives that are going to be transformed by other people making donations. And then maybe you'll see that you want to make a donation when you start to see the lives that we impact and the things that happen to these people. So that's really all I want to say. Thank you for taking your time to watch this video. Thank you for considering making a donation to us and to reach our goal of $50,000 by the end of this year. Please like this. Please share this. with anybody you know who may feel interested and called to help us out as well. And just God bless each and every one of you, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for all your support. I know me as president and founder, and really putting a lot on my shoulders and my plate to take time out of my day to come and try to help do this. I mean, this is just extra time, instead of sitting around watching TV or going out to happy hour with my buddies. And, I mean, today's Saturday. It's Saturday afternoon, about 3:30 in the afternoon. And, I'm finding some time to come out here and create this page and try to do this message. It's, we have time. Everybody has time. It's just, do you use your time the right way? And, I want to use my time the right way for Way Outreach Ministries. So thanks again for watching the video. I really appreciate each and every one of you considering to make support. Thank you, and have a great rest of your weekend. And hopefully it stops raining and the sun comes out and shines for everybody. Thank you.